Hey everybody, it's Steve and I'm here at Graceland finally, and they don't allow filming inside the mansion, but I'm just here at the getting tickets, and I don't think they mind if I photograph here. There's restaurants and gift shops, and it's kind of like Disneyland. It's like entering Disneyland. Parking was $10, so now I'm going to go tour his plane or planes before I go tour the mansion. Thanks for joining me on another trip down memory lane. Well, I arrived in Memphis late yesterday afternoon, and this morning my first destination is Graceland. I'm going to exit the highway here at Elvis Presley Boulevard, and according to Google Maps, I'm just about a mile or so away. This is a real bucket list destination for me. Nearly everyone I know has been here before, but for some reason, this is my first visit. So how many of you have been here before? I'm guessing probably most of you. It's one of the most visited homes in the country, if not the world. I just got here, and already it's nothing like I imagined. I was really expecting a small parking lot next to the house and a long line to buy tickets and then just to walk through the house. Well, it's completely different than that. The parking lot and ticket sales are across the street from the mansion, and you actually have to take a shuttle bus across the street to see the mansion. And touring the mansion just seems to be one of the many things to do here. I had no idea that they did filming here and that they have concerts. There's a museum and gift shops and restaurant. And it really is more like an amusement park now. Wow, who remembers Chubby Checker and the Twist? Talk about a trip down memory lane back to the 1960s. And look at all these different tour options. The Graceland Mansion, including planes, the Elvis Experience Tour, the Elvis Entourage VIP Tour, the Elvis Ultimate VIP Tour. It looks like you could spend the whole day here, or maybe longer. Well, I just got my ticket. I had no idea it was going to be a 2-hour wait for the tour. It's pretty busy here. The line's gone down. I think a lot of people are sitting in different places or waiting in line for their tours that are just coming up. I paid, I think with a senior discount, I paid around $46. Normally, I won't pay to see someone's house. I won't pay more than maybe $25. I think his Palm Springs home was $35, so I paid $35. And well, I guess really this is only $10 more, so I guess really it's not that bad. But I didn't have to pay $10 to park there. And the food here, the brownies are $6 for a brownie. So just so you know, in case you're coming. So save up your money before visiting because it's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it if you're an Elvis fan. So while you're waiting for the shuttle bus to take you across the street for the tour of the mansion, they do have lots of interesting things here to keep you busy. Like getting a selfie with Elvis. I remember these photo booths. This used to be one of the only ways you could get an instant photo back in the 1960s. We used to get pictures like this all the time. I'm glad they're still around. I'm a little surprised that people still use them since you have a camera and you can get an instant picture anytime you want, but I guess it's still kind of fun to get them in. I guess it's for people who still want a paper version. This is actually a pretty good idea. While you're waiting an hour or two for the tour of the house, you get to tour the plane that's on this side of the street. The house is right across the street. I didn't even know he had his own plane, so this should be interesting. I don't think they allow any photos or videos inside though. Or at least videos, maybe photos. Well, it turns out that they do allow photos inside the plane. But this isn't like any plane that I've ever seen before, except for maybe in the movies. It really is like a time capsule from the 1970s. Or maybe it's a time machine. If you were alive back then you'll remember that olive green was pretty much the color of the decade. Furniture, appliances, shag carpeting, cars, just about everything was olive green. This is certainly a first-class trip to the past. In addition to this luxury plane, complete with a bed and a conference table, He also had a smaller jet plane that also seems to have been frozen in time. And there's also a Graceland Air gift shop with lots of fun Elvis memorabilia for sale. Oh, look at all these Elvis postcards. It's not a bad price, actually. So we're getting on the shuttle bus to take us across the street to Graceland. And before getting on the shuttle bus, we all just watched a short but very interesting documentary about Elvis's life and career. The mansion is much more impressive in person than I was even expecting it to be. I always thought that Elvis was the one who named this estate Graceland. It turns out that the original owner of the grounds, Stephen C. Toof, named the property Graceland after his daughter Grace. I knew Graceland was one of the most famous homes in the U.S., but I didn't know that it was built in 1939 and that it's on the National Register of Historic Places. And while we were waiting to go inside, we all had time to take selfies in front of the mansion. Elvis Presley Boulevard is a very busy and noisy street, but as you can see, the front yard is enormous, and the house is set so far back from the street that you can't hear any of the noise at all. It's very peaceful and quiet here, other than the shuttle buses, of course. And since they don't allow videos inside the house, I'll just show you some of the photos that I took during the tour. The interior design and decorations really are a cool 1970s time capsule. I know I'm going by pretty fast, so feel free to pause the video if you want to read any of the signs or plaques. There are just so many things about Elvis that I didn't know about before taking this tour. I had no idea that he had his own shooting range or target practice right on the property, and I never would have guessed that he loved to play racquetball. I also didn't know there were any horses on the property. I had no idea that this was such a large estate. I also didn't know that his dad, Vernon, worked for him here at Graceland, and that he apparently saved every single letter, piece of artwork, item sent to Elvis over the years. And according to one of the tour guides, they have warehouses and warehouses full of everything that Elvis ever received from his fans. Over the years, I've seen quite a few videos and photos of Elvis's gravesite here at Graceland, but I didn't know that these gravesites were placed here in Elvis's meditation garden, which was one of his favorite spots here at Graceland, at least according to one of the tour guides. It's still a little difficult for me to picture Elvis meditating. I'm guessing it's probably more like praying, and it certainly is a peaceful place to do that. And I also find it interesting that it's located right next to the swimming pool. For me, swimming pools are all about being alive and having fun. So for someone who brought so much fun into the world and who's probably even more popular today than when he was alive, I can't think of a better final resting place. It's really nice to see Elvis and his mom and his dad and other family members buried here together. It's one of the nicest final resting places I've ever visited, And over the years, I've visited thousands of them all over the country and all over the world. This hotel didn't really get very good ratings online, so I didn't book a room here. I wish I had now, because in person it looks really nice. And it's right here on Elvis Presley Boulevard, just down the street from Graceland. Sometimes you just really can't tell online. You really have to be there in person, so I thought I would show this to you. And you can see right below the address, a little picture of Elvis on Elvis Presley Boulevard. If you like this video, you might also want to check out the videos displayed here. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I upload future videos like these.